I'm going to walk you through the Samsung Pro 55-inch 4K interactive display with a level head, because I know how easy it is to feel a little nervous when you're looking at a screen that's supposed to be both a conference room hub and a creative canvas. When you're trying to decide whether this thing belongs in your office, classroom, or studio, the question isn't just does it have 4K. It's will it actually make my daily workflow smoother, or end up as another piece of equipment you keep pushing aside? Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon, so you can see the exact model number, warranty length, and price before you make a decision. First off, let's talk about the core promise, a touchscreen that lets you write, sketch, and collaborate directly on a 55-inch 4K panel. In a typical workday, that means you could be annotating a PowerPoint slide in a meeting, then flipping over to a whiteboard-style brainstorming session without ever leaving the screen. That fluid transition is the real value driver here, because you're not just buying a TV, you're buying a shared digital workspace. If you've ever tried to jam a laptop, a separate whiteboard, and a projector into a cramped conference room, you know how much extra friction that adds. This display aims to eliminate that friction by giving you a single surface that does both. Who should consider this display? The sweet spot is medium-sized meeting rooms, think 1,012 people, or collaborative studios where visual work is daily, and where the budget can stretch to a premium all-in-one solution. Teams that rely heavily on visual collaboration, architecture firms, marketing agencies, university labs will find the 4K resolution and touch response especially useful. The built-in speakers, while not a replacement for a dedicated sound system, are loud enough to handle quick video calls or short presentations without pulling in a separate audio box. If you already have a sound system in the room, you might not need those speakers at all, but they do add a layer of convenience for ad hoc meetings. On the other side of the coin, there are buyers who should probably skip this model. If you're looking for a pure entertainment TV with the occasional work use, the price tag may not justify the interactive features. Also, if you're planning to mount this in a very bright environment like a showroom floor with sunlight streaming through windows, the screen's anti-glare coating is decent, but the brightness ceiling could become a limiting factor. In an office with controlled lighting, this won't be an issue, but in a space where you can't control daylight, you might find the image washed out during the day. Now, let's get into the practical strengths that matter once you have the unit in front of you. The biggest win is the universal pairing feature. Samsung software walks you through a one-tap connection to most Windows and Mac OS devices, as well as Android tablets, and it remembers the last 3 devices you paired. In real life, that means a sales lead can walk into a meeting, pull up their laptop, and the screen instantly shows their content without fiddling with HDMI cables or worrying about driver compatibility. The Wi-Fi and Bluetooth modules are built in, so you don't need a separate dongle to stream a document or a video. For teams that swap laptops daily, that plug-and-play vibe cuts down on setup time and reduces the chances of technical hiccups. The work and play together concept also shines when you consider software integration. Samsung's SmartView Plus platform bundles a whiteboard app, screen mirroring, and remote control capabilities. In practice, you can hand off a document from a presenter's laptop to a colleague's tablet with a single tap, and anyone can annotate in real time. I've seen demos where a designer sketched a logo on the screen, saved the vector file directly to a shared drive, and then emailed it to a client all without leaving the display. That kind of seamless workflow is where the value really accumulates, because you're not adding extra steps that can stall a meeting. On the downside, there are a couple of hidden trade-offs to be aware of. The built-in speakers, while handy for quick calls, lack the depth you'd expect from a dedicated sound system. In a room that's used for multimedia presentations or video conferences with multiple participants, you'll likely need external speakers for clarity. The display also runs on a proprietary Samsung OS, which means you're somewhat locked into their app ecosystem. If you rely heavily on third-party digital whiteboard tools that don't have a native Samsung integration, you'll have to fall back on screen mirroring, which adds a slight latency. That latency isn't noticeable for static documents, but it can become apparent when you're drawing fast lines or doing rapid drag and drop. Another practical consideration is the physical installation. The unit is designed to be wall-mounted, and while the mounting kit is included, you'll need a sturdy wall and, ideally, a professional installer to ensure it's level and securely attached. If you're renting a space or planning on